So, we're going to Seattle. A duffel, a backpack, and headphones, keys, and you, the camera. Okay, let's go.
A couple of weeks ago, I attended a bunch of graduations, and the constant creeping feeling of the inevitable passage of time was quite overwhelming. It basically is just a fancier saying of some sort of existential crisis. The summers I've had have been more than eventful throughout my upbringing, yet it feels as though having a summer break is coming to an end in the foreseeable future. I most definitely could be saying something different a year from now, but I've decided to take documenting the fleeting moments a bit more deliberately, in a way. Vlogging, but treated more in a diary sense. A visual diary, if you will.
So yeah, that's what I'm gonna try to do. I mean, there's still gonna be the funny stuff or whatever, but I think the intention is to be more intentional. Be a little more thoughtful, in a sense, about how I want to portray things, or just a mode of practice and expression. Yeah.
There's been quite a struggle over the years to figure out what are the things that I'm passionate about, balanced against what I think would be feasible and, well, financially viable. You're still so young, is what 9 out of 10 people would say when I express these concerns about the future. And I take all my power to try to believe that. Yet it feels like it is a rite of passage to go through this struggle, which is really a privilege in disguise. To be able to have choices that I can pick and choose from, places I can want to go, and things I can act upon on my own accord. All these things I continue to learn to not take for granted. And along with those are also my friendships, including these two fools.
他们在亲亲。
这个很嗨。Zoom the hell in.
I can't, this is super wide, bro. What's the vibes?
Pretty good. 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10? Sheesh.
Minus 5 points. 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10.
I know it's good.
好喝吗？
还没喝呢。
Ready? That's foul.
It baffles me a bit in how I've known these two for over a decade now and still be able to hang out with them halfway across the world from where I met them and grew up with. Eric and I were door-to-door neighbors for 2 years in like 5th and 6th grade. I would use to carpool in his parents' car to school when it was raining super hard, even though we lived literally 2 blocks away from school. Oscar and I pulled up to prom together, and I lent him a tie, literally at the last minute. And by the end of the night, we had skewers on the side of a street at 4 a.m. in the morning after getting absolutely hammered. And it is moments like those, experiences with people and all things that turn into a bit of a blur after a while, that makes me feel compelled to jot them down, visually. But like everything else in the universe, it is much easier said than done. Committing to the bit includes pushing your endurance, and that goes for this too, I guess.
It was always like, oh, I want to do this, but then like, I never like,
You don't do it.
yeah, I don't do it. And so it's so like
Like you have the idea.
yeah, I just don't do it, yeah.
And I'm glad I have people to share and document these things down with, and even more so to share values or feelings that I would not have fully expected, especially as we grew and changed in our separate ways over the past few years.
I think I was just stressed out about like what I want to work on in terms of like career side. Every time I wake up, I just like think, oh, I have to work on my portfolio.
Yeah.
It's like every time I get started working on it, it's like it's pretty annoying.
Yeah.
I want
No, it is.
I want to start working on it.
Yeah.
Even though it's something that I like to do, like design.
Mm.
The process of knowing that I have to do this is just like
Yeah.
And as growth is a continuous motion, this visual diary will be as well. I promise to myself mostly that it won't be as introspective or borderline cringe like this every video, but the takeaway in starting this and committing to this bit is to mark where I'm at in certain moments of my life. Goofy or not, pseudo smart and woke or not, it'll just be here. A visual diary to look back on.
But I realize you can't always just think about it. You actually have to do it.